calling all dads. I want to help you reframe something that every single father that I've worked with has said this at one point or another in our time together. And I want to help you better understand this so you can kind of pave a new way. So most of the dads that I work with will talk about their reactivity, or when their kids do certain things that just make them so reactive that they have explosive reactions, or they might yell, or they might kind of respond in a way that they don't want to. And so when I ask them, like, what's coming up for you when that happens, they'll say time and time again, I know they're disrespecting me. I don't want to raise disrespectful kids or a child who won't respect their parents. So there is a lot kind of tethered to this idea of respect, specifically for fathers. Most mothers will tell me that for them, their trigger point is feeling ignored or dismissed. Most fathers will tell me it's when they feel disrespected. So let's unpack that idea of disrespect for a second so that you can look at it in a different way. Most of us, when we were growing up, were not able to feel what we needed to feel. And if we ever demonstrated protest or refusal or any kind of defiance, it was usually met with a very fear-based approach. So our parents leveraged fear, specifically fathers, so that they could get their children to either cooperate or follow the rules or not cry and be upset and express any of these big emotions. We really weren't allowed to do this. So for boys who then became men, they ended up learning that you should feel afraid to feel those emotions. It's not safe to be in those emotions. It's not safe to express emotions in a big way. So now when your child does something that's deemed bad behavior, which quite frankly means crying, screaming, having a tantrum, refusing to do something, protesting, whatever it looks like, we then turn to our old programming and we tell ourselves, oh, that's being disrespectful. We make it personal. And now we have a big explosive reaction because that trigger, that pain point is going unchecked. What you're really doing is you're not teaching your child how to respect you. You're just teaching your child to feel afraid of you. Those are not the same things. So instead, if the aim is to help your child gain the ability to respect others, we need to teach them how to manage their emotions. We need to teach them that when they don't get the thing that they want, that they're okay, that they have the capacity to deal with that frustration. Our job is to set boundaries, to stay calm, to not over-explain our boundaries, to not try to negotiate the boundaries. It's not to be passive, but you can be a parent that gains respect when you show your child that you trust that they have the capacity to work through the struggle that comes up when they don't get their way, and that you will be there to hold that calm, loving space for them as they work through it. That's actual mutual respect, rather than teaching your child to be terrified of you in hopes that they will cooperate or quote unquote be good. So see where this shows up for you. Again, I teach that 4-step process. It's mine. It's called PAR. It stands for Pause, Acknowledge, Respond, Reflect. You can grab the free recording if you go to the link in my profile. It really teaches parents how to better understand and attune to some of that programming, some of those trigger points that are coming up for you. Those are usually what's leading to those bigger reactions. And then how do we shift into more mindful responses and meeting our kids' emotional and developmental needs? That's always the aim. So think about disrespect, and what you're really qualifying or saying in that moment is they're not afraid of me or they are afraid of me. It's not the same thing.